I am Paul Bartholomew. This is I Want to Hold Your Band. Today's guest is head coach for LA Angel City, Mr. Alexander Straus. Alex, actually, he goes by. I was calling him Alexander. Probably shouldn't have. It was such an honor to have him on and to get the chance to talk music with him. Really like the guy. He came on as the new head coach mid-season of this past season. And before that, he was head coach at Bayern Munich and just toured up there. So I'm excited to jump in. And yeah, new fan here. New fan. Anyway, separate from that, we have a great talk. Alex grew up on the west coast of Norway. So as we chat about, he had a lot of music influences from England because, you know, it's right across the North Sea. We talk New Order, Prefab Sprout, name I'd never heard of, the Pogues, Dexys Midnight Runners, who I only knew from Come On Eileen, but he loves this whole album of theirs. And then we get into Bruce Springsteen, Alice in Chains, and a bunch more. As always, the songs that we talk about are in the episode description. They've got links. You can click them, vibe along with us. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And other than that, I hope you enjoy this. And without further ado, I give you Mr. Alexander Alex Straus.
And the other thing with my list was like, I was like, fuck, it's only gloomy and it's only melancholy and it's only sad songs and everything. But that's the songs I like. I think Robert Smith said it in The Cure, which is one of my favorite bands, of course. It's the best art is made out of sadness and sorrow.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, I would love to hear when people it's real talk, when you talk about when you share your real emotional feelings, when you are maybe at the low point, instead of listening to, Walking on Sunshine by Katrina and the Waves. It doesn't give me anything, but that feelings that you can relate to when you are, that's a big thing. But so I see it, but it sounds like when I looked at the list and you have The Cure, it's just like, okay, this is a guy with big problems. No, it's not like that. It's all of these sad songs, sad love songs and stories of heartbreak and rejections and stuff. Yeah. I've been with my wife since we were 15, so we have been.
15?
So we met in high school and stuff. So it's I never experienced that, you know. We have had that, but still you relate to it. You can still relate to the feeling, you know.
Yeah.
The despair and
yeah. So how about the first question I asked? The first piece of music you remember in your life? You grew up in Norway.
I grew up in Norway, yeah, and of course that the first influence and the first music that you hear comes from your parents, and so I'm born in 75, so late 70s, early 80s is like the first things that I remember. So I come from my parents were quite interested in music, and but it was a lot of Neil Young and a lot of Bob Dylan and that type of music. So I remember a lot of that. The band was a big thing. My dad passed away some years ago, and we played the band in the church, and that was a big thing. And then you take you back to your childhood and stuff like that. So that's what we have grown up with, me and my brother. But the first big album that I really remember is The River, Bruce Springsteen in 1980, because when my parents bought that album, and I remember the cover of Bruce Springsteen in a checkered shirt on the cover, and I just remember that like from a 5-6-year-old when that came out. So
I wonder what it was. You just saw that?
Yeah, I saw that, and it was overplayed and in our house, and obviously later years the song "The River" became a big song. I don't know how here in the U.S., but it was a big song in Europe, and it still is one of the best songs from Bruce Springsteen, which is an icon and one of the big heroes, and still is going strong. So yeah, that's my first big. The album that I really remember. First song which is not one of the most famous songs of Bruce Springsteen, "Ties That Binds," and but all of that album I remember. It's in our living room at home, and that's my first. And then my mom was also her job. She was one of the first, what we call it, aerobic instructors.
Oh, really?
In Norway in the early 80s. So
I have a lot of follow-up questions here. Keep going.
Okay. Yeah. No, so she had in her job at her work, she had free. She bought a lot of records, of course, which she used for her job. So, but a lot of, you remember, we have the vinyl, but the singles, which was just one song on each. So we had a lot of those.
45, a lot of 45s.
Yeah. And she made tapes out of that, so she used in her 45s is what you call it here maybe. But so we had a lot of music. So the first one, big one for me is Springsteen, The River, and the second is Purple Rain, Prince.
Oh wow! Did your parents buy that one too?
Yeah, I remember that because
your parents are very cool.
Yeah, they are. No, but I remember, especially with the vinyl of Purple Rain that we had was, I think it was purple, the vinyl inside. So it
Oh, the
was,
actual
the
record?
actual record was
Oh,
was
wow.
purple. So that was also very special because we were only used to the black ones, and obviously that album has been has grown even bigger the
Yeah.
older I got. So it's still an album that you go back to. But I remember that period, and that was like when Prince became big in Norway.
Wow. Okay, so I have several questions. The first is I'm going to come to your mom in aerobics. That's fascinating.
Norwegian Jane Fonda.
The Norwegian. What's she called? Like the Norwegian Jane
Yeah,
Fonda?
there was some things in the newspaper.
Did they
because
like
she was,
televise her or something?
Yeah, no, but it was more local. But she was because that was big, you know. It's again now we're talking about popular culture from our generation. It's like you remember what was it called? Staying Alive, and you have the John Travolta teams and
Perfect. Wasn't
Perfect was
Perfect?
the same.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that
yeah.
area when they did this with a swimsuit and leggings, that was what they did. And
Yeah,
the
yeah,
barefoot,
yeah,
that was,
yeah.
that was the way to work. So that type of that generation of aerobics, when that broke in Norway, probably a couple of years later than in the US. But she was very early. So that's where I got a lot of musical influence from that area, because she worked with this at home every day.
Because she was staying on top of
She had to change her sets and change her stuff.
So this is the question I'm always interested in is, so you remember that album, you remember the Bruce album, you remember Neil Young and all that. Did you have a system in the living room, and did they have a pretty big record collection?
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah, we had big record collection. The music was a big part of our growing up, me and my brother. It's like, yeah, that's maybe why he's in music as well now. But I remember my dad was really early. He was an early bird, probably 6, 7 in the morning, and then he put on records because he wanted all of the others in the house to get up in the morning. So when we were like, so he put up the music, and then it was music through breakfast and all morning. So this is how I remember it. And
Wow. What would he put on? What would you remember?
Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and Bob Dylan. It would be Springsteen. It would be different things. Like Bob Dylan is a big one, and I have some favorites from Bob Dylan. And that's also an album, by the way, that I come back to, that also is burned into my mind. And that is one album that was released in '83, I think. I remember in Fiddles, is that the name? I think it was the name, but it was also a little bit. It's not one of the main albums from Bob Dylan, but it's still that's my connection to Bob Dylan, that album, and it's some great songs on that one.
Oh, that's so cool that you were really, I mean, you had a great introduction to music early on. I mean, to like the classics, like those weren't spinning in my house. Like I didn't hear any of that stuff. We had a record player with like 5 records, you know.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I missed, even though my dad loved music, I don't know, for whatever reason, I didn't. So did you and your brother, did you share a room, you and your brother, or did you have separate rooms?
No, we had separate rooms.
Did you have your own, did you listen to music in your room? Did you have a record player?
No. We only had one record player in the house, which was in our living room, but we had cassette players in the room. So what you did, you recorded the albums into the cassette, and you can play it in the room, the smaller cassette player. But one of my other first, and this is an odd one compared to the ones I just spoke about, but I think one of my first albums that I owned was Ghost in a Machine by Police, which is like a very random thing, but Police has also been something that I've listened to all my life. And I think the story goes like this. I got a Walkman. You remember the old Walkman?
Oh,
yeah.
The yellow one, the
Yeah,
Sony.
yeah.
You'd clip this. I remember the sports Walkman. Anyway.
Yeah, like that. So, and I think that when we got that for, I don't remember if it was a birthday or a Christmas and stuff. What they did, they gave me a cassette, and it was just so I could use it. It was not like, okay, what music do you like? It was the Police, and it's a really good album, and I still think maybe I have it back in my mom's house still, that album, and it's this 81, 82.
That cassette?
Yeah, that cassette. So that's one of my early, I think it's the first album that I owned.
Your parents were fucking cool. Like, I mean, they just do a random pick, and they pick the Police, and then they have, wow. Was your dad like, did he do anything in the fitness sports field? I mean, were you like...
Yeah, he has always been, he did that all the time. He worked also for athletes but that's in track and field.
Okay.
And stuff like that. Was a big part of his life, yeah.
Wow.
as a coach for that.
Oh, Walkman for me was just like when I had it, just the concept now, you can't even, it's just so hard even for myself to separate because we have music in our ears and in our space all the time and we can pull up whatever we want. But to say, I can put this in, it's portable and I can walk, I can go outside with it. It was just like, blew my mind.
It's a mother of the iPods and the iPhones and the Spotify. And then you think about it, but now you can just go back on Spotify, whatever, you want to hear a song another time. But now, back in the day, you had to rewind.
Oh,
and
you
had to
rewind
go, yeah.
You gotta try to hit it, you go past it. I would also, this is a common thing, I don't know if they did it in Norway, that on radio programs, I would get our cassette and they'd be the top 40 or whatever, and you record it, and you try to do it so you wouldn't get them talking and get it out before they'd stop.
Yeah, in Norway we had the same. I think it was top 10 every week there was like a youth program in the 80s, and that's where you recorded the songs. But it was live in live studio, so you had to stop it before the audience got in, because then it was sharing and clapping. So you had to try to find a sweet spot for when to stop.
It was a live studio audience on the radio?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we're old.
Black and white televisions and. I'm the same. I know. I think about gear. Sometimes when I watch now movies that take place in the 70s, and I'm like, did I live like that? Like, did I live in that era? It looks so long ago now. So the first thing I want to ask you about is one of your favorite artists that has one of your favorite albums, a couple of favorite songs, and that's New Order.
Yeah.
So when did New Order first come into your life?
Actually quite early, I think. But it was like one song here and there. And then I think like when I was around 20, it became a bigger part of the group of people that I was hanging out with when I was around 20.
Yeah.
It was not the peak of New Order, but it still have so many songs that for me it's like you cannot put a time on it. You cannot put a date on when it was released. Like they were very early with the post-punk area with Joy Division that came before, like the same group. And the story there is quite interesting, and the evolution of the band going in from Joy Division into New Order and going from being a post-punk band to rock band to electronic band, and how they merge all of these elements of music it's like where they are, for me, very interesting. So actually I could say it's very easy maybe why it is my favorite band, or one of my couple of my favorite bands. It's like they merge a lot of the different interests that I have in music into one band, so it's perfect. And when I was gonna pick a favorite album, it was like, it was just random. I could pick anyone. It's almost all of their albums very, very dear, and it's that's the music I probably listen to multiple times a week.
And you still listen to it now?
Yeah. Because they have so much, and which area that I want to listen to them. And it's, and they've been around like the late 70s, so yeah.
The late 70s? Is that when they started?
Yeah, they started with Joy Division, yeah. So that's that's this 50 years that I've been on this earth. So that's been a part of, my soundtrack and how I grew up.
Here's a group. I had never heard the band Prefab Sprout.
Oh.
Never heard of them.
Then you should catch up. It's a great band.
So you have one of your favorite albums, Steve McQueen. One of your favorite songs is Bonnie from that, and that from 1985. So how did they come into your life?
That's later, actually, and that's true. Though I think that's an influence from my brother. Actually, it's like
from your brother.
Yeah.
Who's the musician? He's got a band. And
yeah. So it catches the time a lot. But that band, that album is amazing. Steve McQueen. Just the name is amazing though for an album. but it has to be cool. But you can start on the first song and you don't need to stop. You don't want to skip. You can listen from the start to the end, and it's just beautiful and it's complex. But I don't think it's one of the biggest bands around.
I never know if it's me or if it's just
no. I don't think that it's only you, but it's so many bands that goes under the radar, and I really encourage you to listen, and especially to that album, because it is amazing. It's one of my favorite albums. And they still went. I don't know if they're still going on. I think the lead vocalist is still doing his solo part. But they went on for a long 20, 30 years.
Wow!
And they made a lot of great albums and great songs. But this is by far the top one.
Is Bonnie a good one for us to listen to?
Bonnie is you can almost pick anyone. But that's the one I really like. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna listen to Prefab Sprout. The album is Steve McQueen, and the song is called Bonnie. It's from 1985. So we're gonna take a listen. That's a great song. They're great. I love that jingly guitar.
Yeah, that's my thing. That's my go-to. Yeah, no, it's the full album is amazing. You should listen to it from the start.
I'm in. I'm adding that. Do they have a lot of good albums, or is that like their best?
Yeah, that's my that's the main. But it's quality. Also the other albums, but this is like, yeah, like I said, it's from A to Z. It's like
No skips.
No, it's no skips.
Okay, let's go. Speaking of, my next person, boom, on your list is Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
So you first got into Bruce Springsteen from your parents, and you've got a bunch. You've got favorite albums. Darkness on the Edge of Town seems to be one that you like.
I'm very pre-born in the USA, Bruce Springsteen guy. I like his 70s and early 80s stuff. And,
that's interesting.
Yeah, and actually, the older I got, I appreciate the Born in the USA more than I did when I was, 10, 15 years ago. I think it's, and Ton of Love is like 1987 album. I think it came out in 1987. Yeah. It's a good album. It's a really good album. But that's as far as I stretch it. From there on, it's like, I still think he's an icon. He's the boss.
Yeah.
And he's still great and he's made so much. But that period, up until then, it's like, that's Bruce Springsteen for me, That's very...
Asbury Park.
Yeah, Asbury Park, Darkness on the Edge of Town, Born to Run, The River, Nebraska. Yeah, Born in the USA, and has grown on me. I think it's just that... So up until then, it's like, I think it changed a little bit after the Tunnel of Love. And but I've still been at his concerts many times.
Oh, really?
Him a lot, and he's still... I don't know how old he's now, but he's high up in his 70s, and it's still plays for 3 hours. It's the show.
It's unbelievable.
It's amazing. It's not like the one thing that I put on every day, but he's always there. So he's always on my list, my playing list. He's always have 1 or 2 songs when I make a playing list. But it's not like I really adore this album. I need this.
Do you make a lot of playlists for yourself?
Yeah.
You do. I see that answer implies it.
Yeah.
So what does that look like?
Yeah, this is how I structure it. So I have like a matrix or something like that. It's like it's an org chart or whatever. It's like org charts. What you say, mothership. I have like my Alex all-time favorite list, which is like thousands of songs.
Is it called Alex all-time favorites list?
Yeah, it's like something like that. But there I just put in everything I didn't hear that I like. Bam, I put it onto that list, and from there it branches out to different type of moods. So I like different genes, different types of music, so I find a couple of thoughts on that list, I put on that list. For example, if I have some hip hop or rap or whatever, it's like I put that on my rap list, and like and then that branches down to 19s hip hop or 2000s.
There's like
so you have the so it branches
org
out
chart.
like,
You say
yeah, it's an org chart. Yeah, so that's the way I build my music on the platforms that I use.
Do you put it like by rap or rock, or do you put like sad mix or pump up?
Both.
I always wonder, as a coach, do you ever, it's hard because I feel like players always have their things and warming up, but I didn't think about it till right now. You never see the coach in whatever sport, soccer, American football, whatever. I don't ever see the coach with do you have a chance to kind of groove and get your own?
Yeah, I have it. I just you don't see you stepping out of the bus with these big headphones on, but we still have it on the bus, and I still use it. Yeah. You have you go to tunes to get you to where you need to be.
Yeah.
In the mindset.
What's your org chart of your different based on games or like?
No, it's no. That's more like
there's a pregame list and you got
what makes me feel good.
Yeah.
In that moment, and that can change. It depends on your mood. So sometimes you need a little bit of that. Sometimes you need a little bit of that. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to one of your favorite pump up songs. I know this artist, I don't know this song, and it's "Move On Up" by Curtis Mayfield.
Oh, you don't know that song?
I don't know that song.
Oh, you will love it.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
we'll listen to a little bit of it. So, how did it come into your life? That's from 1970. The album is Curtis with an exclamation point.
Yeah, no, that's it's funky. It's up there. He has Curtis Mayfield, great voice, and it's like it's funky.
Was it like a more recent kind of acquisition, or when you were younger? Or
That
you don't even
was
remember
when I was younger. No, I don't remember when it came to.
Yeah.
It's always been there. And it's like one of those songs that I said. It's like it is on my list, and it comes back in different cycles of my life. It's like and it is a great song.
Okay, so we're going to listen to Move On Up by Curtis Mayfield, a 1970 album. Curtis with an exclamation point. Here we go. Oh, that's so good.
It's a great song.
Great song. I'm totally going to get that album. Let's go to, I know this group, and I've heard the name all the time. Don't know a song from it. It's one of your favorite sadness songs, Nutshell by Alice in Chains.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know from Alice in Chains. I know of Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
They come to you at that time. 1994 was the album.
Yeah. Now we come back to where we started, and this is interesting when you grow. It's like, so I'm born 75. I just turned 50 a couple of weeks. That's why I remember it. So
you just turned 50?
Yeah.
Happy birthday!
October, thank you. So grunge period came about around 1990, and it hit Norway probably in 1998, 1991. But so that was a big part of a 16-year-old, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old in that period of my life, with the Pearl Jams, with the Nirvana, Soundgarden. There was a lot of band who came out of Seattle, which became really big. That became a movement in that period. And for me, Alice in Chains was maybe the one closest to my heart. Nutshell, that song is still, I put out that song, it's like 30 years ago. It's like when I still listen to that, because that actually was the time when I started listening to that, like 31 years ago. It's like it still puts it on, it gives you the chills, you know. It's just a really, it's a guy singing in a real despair of himself and the situations that he's in, and it's a beautiful song, but it's also this part of where you listen to the feelings of a person that tries to explain how he is, and unfortunately the frontman and the vocalist in Alice in Chains died a little bit later, not that long after this song came up, but you can still listen that this is that this is a person who struggles, and when you know the backstory, it becomes even more. A little bit, it's heavy, but it is a beautiful song. So
that leads me to the question I always like to ask is, when you first hear a song, like when you first heard that, and you're hearing something for the first time, do you hear lyrics, or do you hear music, or do you hear both?
Most often lyrics first, actually.
I'm always fascinated by that because I'm the opposite. But so you hear the.
But when I listen to "Move On Up" by Curtis Mayfield, I listen to the music. You know?
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of what type of songs you go into, but when we go into that chapter of my list, it's like then it's more about lyrics. And some of my favorite bands and favorite songs comes from the lyrics and what they're trying to tell you and how you can relate or not relate to the feelings, but you can understand.
Let's talk about A Rainy Night in Soho by the Pogues. It's one of your favorite love songs. And I know of the Pogues, but I don't know really many songs by the Pogues, if any.
No, that's a curveball. It's like Irish folk. Yeah, of course, you probably, I don't know how big it is. It's a huge song in Norway, like the Fairy Tale of New York is a Christmas song in Norway with the Pogues. So that's a very big song. But it's a song that means a lot to me. And it's, again, the lyrics comes first, and it comes to something that is very close. It's something that sometimes you feel, they said, I could have written this, you know. He's singing about something that I've been feeling as well, you know. So it's a little bit like that. When I listen to that song, he sings about his life. You sing about
it's so
things that I can relate to, which is more it's very similar to your own life and
your own experience.
Experience with in my love life.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
But it's a nice song. It's a good song.
It's interesting. Was there any growing up Norwegian music that was played in your house, or was it a lot of?
Yeah. I have a lot of Norwegian, but I didn't put them on this list because I think that it's maybe in Norwegian, and it's a limited interest for people to listen to.
Was there a lot at the time in the 70s and 80s, like when you were growing up there? Would you be tuning into it, or when you tuned in, was it mainly British and American music?
Yeah, it's very British, you know. And maybe I thought about this coming in this morning or earlier. It was, so why is so many influences British? I come from the west coast of Norway, like it's like a city that is by the sea. So when we go out in a boat, if we just go this direction, the next time you see land, you're in England, you know, or in Scotland. So over the North Sea. So it's so that was a short trip, you know. That was the world in the 80s. The world was much bigger back then, you know. So America was much further away.
Yeah.
We still of course, a part of my growing up was also music from LA, and with the big groups that came out of here with NWA and bands like that. But Compton is much closer today than it was from
Right.
City and Bergen in the 80s and 90s.
Okay, so this is interesting to me, Dexy's Midnight Runners. I always just Come on Eileen and that's it. You know, I just thought of them. But that's you have one of your favorite albums, Searching for the Young Soul Rebels from 1980. So tell me about that.
Yeah, Come on Eileen is of course a song
Yeah.
that most people have heard about when you talk about Dexys. But
Big wedding song here.
yeah, it's a big wedding song here, and it's in what we call it in Norway, it's an after ski song. It's like what you do on the party when you've been skiing in the mountains, like in Norway, which skiing is obviously big, and you go and have a party. That's a big song that everybody gets together and sing. I think that's not my favorite song by them, to be honest. I think they have so much good music that they released it, and it is this mix of punk, folk, and soul. So it was, and they did it like, so they have and Dexys Midnight Runners, obviously when you dive into them, they have a lot of soul influences from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and a lot of their songs have been built around that. So that's a great album, that Searching for the Young Soul Rebels. It's one of my reasons of putting in which albums do always go in a cycle that comes back to me, you know. Within, maybe it takes a couple of years and then it comes back, but it's always there. It never disappears, and this is one of them. And it's also, I could also put them on my what you call pump up.
Yeah.
They have it's a lot of energy there.
Alex, thank you so much for coming, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
This is an absolute delight, and I added so many songs from your list onto mine.
Perfect.
Thanks, buddy.